downonthefarmradio.com. We appreciate you. I'm Larry Marble. Come on down that pecan tree-lined lane through the screen door into Down on the Farm Radio's headquarters, down the hallway into the kitchen. Hop Sing's going to serve us a big old heaping helping of chicken fried steak and jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad, and a glass of iced tea, and we're going to discuss the things that are affecting agriculture today here together on the 9th day of October 2020. Neighbor, let's take a look at ag weather, and we'll use the San Antonio region as our benchmark because it's right in the middle of Down on the Farm Country, and that goes all the way from Abilene down to Alice. Today, 90 the high, 66 the low, 95 on Saturday, 66 the low Sunday morning. Sunday's sunny high, 97, a low Monday morning of 67. Monday's high under the sun, 94 and 67. Tuesday, 91 and 64. Wednesday, sunny, 90 and 62. Neighbor, there's your ag weather for the San Antonio region, and as I said, that's right in the big middle of Down on the Farm Country.
This isn't what gets a cotton grower up. What gets a cotton grower up isn't made of plastic-covered electronics. It's made of heart, determination, the calling that doesn't need a buzzer. Because you know, early is the key to success. Stoneville Cotton knows too. It gets out of the ground earlier and establishes a healthy stand quicker, so it's less vulnerable to weeds, weather, and insects. For a stronger finish, own the early with Stoneville Cotton. BASF. We create chemistry. Always read and follow label directions.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains and oilseeds, how they have begun to trade today. In corn, firmer prices overnight as the contracts claw back from most of Thursday's losses, which did feature a new high for the move at 394.5 basis December corn. Soybeans, higher trade across the soy complex overnight. Soy price action mirroring corn and vice versa. Both markets made new highs on the move from Thursday. Wheat's trading higher at all three exchanges with gains led by the KC following the severe sell-off on Thursday. As we move toward cotton, always slow to start, let's see what is going to happen today that might be influencing the cotton market. This afternoon, we'll have the Commitment of Traders report from the CFTC, which will report the structural makeup of the open interest via its Commitment to Traders report. In recent weeks, the report has shown a strong net long buildup by the managed money fund managers. As last count, they were effectively long with some 51,000 contracts. That equates to about 5.10 million bale of cotton. Neighbor, as we take a second and evaluate live and feeder cattle, we see that Friday's cash call $1 to $2 higher. Thursday's cash cattle trade moved the market $1 higher than last week, but seeing the domestic demand for beef, it wouldn't be surprising if packers were willing to pay as much as $2 higher to secure the inventory they need. On the feeder side, traders stepped to the sidelines and let Thursday's trade pass them by, not overly interested in pushing the feeder cattle market higher amid questionable corn prices. That October feeder price closed 45 lower at 138.05. November closed 142 lower at 136.45. And the January product, when a lot of our cattle that have gone to grass or going toward the feed yard or out of the feed yard, closed $1.35 lower at 134.97. Neighbor, now it's time for today's edition of Texas News and Views. Tom Nicoletti's at the mic. Tom, what's our topic?
Rural Community Partnerships. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Texas News and Views on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. More in a minute.
Where is the Pioneer Audio Tour taking me today? Right outside this secure door. Let's go inside. This is the Germplasm Library on the Johnston, Iowa campus, Pioneer's largest R&D center. Well, it's less library and more vault. There are racks of corn and soybean seeds going back to 1926. Ugh, and it's cold in here. 10 degrees below to be exact. I can see my own breath. This is where it all begins. The depth and breadth of Pioneer germplasm, combined with a vast knowledge of Pioneer breeders who have worked with these genetic lines for years. Together, they create a pipeline of products for maximum yield potential and consistent performance. The Germplasm Library, one of the places that makes Pioneer Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
The Office of Partnerships and Public Engagement within the U.S. Department of Agriculture connects rural and underserved communities across the United States. Those communities receive education, tools, and resources from USDA to foster hope and opportunity, wealth creation, and asset building. Mike Beatty, the director of the Office of Partnerships and Public Engagement, is on our program again today from the Texas Rio Grande Valley. There, he met with his office's faith-based partner and the role played in food distribution.
The Valley Baptist Mission Center, and this is our faith-based partner, and they have 800 churches that they work with, farmers to food box. That's kind of what we call a hub, and then those individuals come in and pick those boxes up. Today, I think we delivered several hundred boxes out into some of the colonias here. As you know, Tom, this is a tough time. We got a pandemic going on. People are not able to work. Kids are not in school. So this is just the right thing to do. I love Secretary Perdue's emphasis on this, that last mile, work with food banks, work with nonprofits all through the nation. But getting that last mile to those hungry kids is really important. And that's really what we did today. What
about the function of working with socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers across the country?
We just did what we call our 2501 grant process. And, that's so key. And we have tremendous small farmers and some large farmers. Last several weeks, I've been visiting with farmers all through the country that, have been socially disadvantaged. We make sure they have the information and the assistance they need to take advantage of the great USDA programs and help them, through different, financial literacy programs, great farming mentors to help them be successful with a real focus on generational farming, so that we work with a lot of the African-American farmers to make sure that their heirs are able to continue to farm and to bring the great value that they've been bringing for over 100 years.
Now, part of your trip here in Texas, Mike, is in the state capital of Austin, where you'll be speaking at youth and veteran roundtables. Talk about the importance of youth as part of the Office of Partnerships and Public Engagement.
And Tom, I'm a former teacher and a coach. You may, if you hang around me a little bit, you'll know that. And the Secretary has such a strong emphasis on youth. And, we work closely with 4-H and FFA, and we have some tremendous intern programs and our 1890 Scholars Program and scholarship programs to really identify these great young people with futures in agriculture and other businesses. And we use the phrase that they're really acres of diamonds of our young people throughout rural America. And our veterans, we have a lot of veterans that we're working with that are coming out of the service, and we're doing some really innovative programs to help these veteran farmers and ranchers be successful.
Those comments from the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Mike Beatty.
Parenting is full of surprises.
You never know what to expect.
So after our son was born, I called my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent to set up a life insurance policy in case something happened to me.
Sawyer is now 2.
And we'll soon have a sister. There's no one else I would trust with protecting my family.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com for an agent you can trust with life's most important decisions. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
You're listening to Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, I hear cattle in the alleyway. They're getting shipped out from producers in Cargyle, the sale they had in San Angelo on Thursday. I'm speaking with Jody Fry. Jody, how did you think that sale shook out?
Had a big one today. Had over 2,000 head. A lot of cows still coming from that far west Texas area, coming earlier in the week and in truckloads. Compared to the previous week, calling these calves and yearlings, another $1 to $3 lower. Once again, the most decline we saw was on the lesser quality calves. Some really good quality calves we're trying to sell about steady. Another large offer of those slaughter cows and bulls, like we talked about, continued this week. Another $2 to $4 lower. Most decline coming on those thinner fleshed and lightweight slaughter cows. Bred cows and bred 2-year-olds sold about steady. Did see slightly higher prices for some of the better quality groups of bred cows we had on offer. On your steers, better quality steers, 400 to 600 pounds, from 115 up to a high of near 150. Mostly 120 to 140. 600 to 800 pound steers from 105 to 130. Mostly 110 to 120. Better quality heifers, 400 to 600 pounds, from $1 to $1.30. Mostly 110 to 120. Slaughter cows, average to high yielding from 40 to 50. Did have some of the highest yielding slaughter cows from 51 to a high of 57. And also had several of the lower yielding slaughter cows, anywhere from 28 to 38. Slaughter bulls, average to high yielding from 63 to 75. Some of the highest yielding slaughter bulls, a few of those from 78 to a high of 84. Bred cows and bred 2-year-olds, average to better quality from 650 to 900. Did have a few choice sets of young cows, kind of midway bred, trade from $950 to $1,000 per head. Cow-calf pairs, not many of those on offer. Those we had averaged to better quality from $800 to $1,000. Did have a couple of sets of choice pairs from $1,100 to a high of $1,350.
What you got coming next week?
Well, we start out the week with that feeder calf sale on Monday. We've got some consignments written down that'll be coming in on Saturday and Sunday. All calves and yearlings are welcome at that Monday sale. We'll start it at 10 o'clock and then roll into the sheep and goat sale on Tuesday, and probably another good offering of cattle next Thursday at the regular cattle sale.
Tell everybody how to contact you, Jody Fry.
You bet. Call any of us there at the office, 325-653-3371. My mobile phone would be 234-7895.
I'm Larry Marble. I'm on the line with Timmy Luchek. We're talking about the Doge's Brangus sale coming up here in about the next 10 days. Timmy, talk to us about the offerings that you have. Let's concentrate on those commercial cattle.
Yes, sir. We're going to have 70 coming 2-year-old bulls, fully developed, ready to go. We're going to have some super baldy bred heifers, and we're also going to have some pairs that would make some awful good recips and stuff for people around if they're looking for some recip cattle.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of y'all to find out more information about the opportunity you have, when the sale is, and give us a contact number.
You can go to Doge's website, or my number is 210-834-1247. You can call me anytime.
And the sale date?
October 17th.
And what time will y'all start?
12:30.
When could we view the cattle?
Right there in Poteet, Texas, right on 476.
Timmy, thanks a bunch for being down on the farm.
You bet. Thank you, Larry.
Neighbor, our cowboy crew is headed up to San Saba to help Ken Jordan get cattle to the places that they were purchased. While they do that, let's talk to Ken about the sale in San Saba yesterday.
You bet, Larry. We ended up having 1,811 head today. I thought overall the market was kind of mixed today, especially as we started out beginning the week pretty well steady. I thought the better stocker steers that they sold pretty well all steady, especially those that were the better quality kind and had proper condition on them to go to wheat fields and those sort of things. I thought our stocker heifers, they were probably steady to $3 lower. We saw a little resistance on those at the time. Getting the bigger cattle, I thought the feeder steers definitely were softer at $5 lower. Heifers were $3 to $5 lower. I think a lot of that on some of those cattle not being weaned, not this weather, cool nights, warm days, which ran into. They're having some health problems, and that's backing these cattle up because they got more medicine calls, death, loss in them, that sort of thing. Now, we also had real fleshy cattle. We had some of those, and the plainer cattle, you definitely see some less attractiveness on those as far as buyers wanting those kind. I thought overall, those fleshy, plainer kind of cattle, kind of from $450 all the way to $750, they probably sold $5 to $10 lower. Get into the packer cows, we're still seeing large numbers of them all over the country, especially in the state of Texas and up in the Midwest. I thought overall they sold 2 to 4 lower today. Bulls were right at $2 lower. Our pairs and bred cows we got in them, I thought overall were steady with a limited test on amount of choice young ones being offered, Larry. Just we had more solid mouth cows, a few more weak mouth pairs, had some good market on those, going back down some of these river bottoms and some of these wheat fields, Larry. Overall, good market as a whole, a little softer on certain classes for sure.
What do we look forward to, Mason, on Monday with?
I kind of think we'll have that 800 to 1,000 head, kind of like we've been having. We sold a lot of cattle over there earlier, July and August. Our numbers were real large due to that dry weather. Since then, that's kind of slowed up a little bit for that. So I look for the good run. Also, remember, next Thursday at 10 o'clock, we'll start an hour early, and we got that special bull offering. There's about 30 good Brangus bulls from Martin Bruni, 20 Angus bulls from Angus Clear Creek. Then we got about another 40 other bulls. That's all on our website, Larry, we're going to offer too. Sell those and roll right into our regular weekly sale.
Give us the contact info.
You can go get all the information that you want to. It's on our website, jordancattle.com. Also, give us a call if you'd like at 325-372-5159.
Rumensin presents Trusted by Generations. Headquartered in Amarillo, Texas, Cactus Feeders has been producing high-quality protein at their feed yards in Texas and Kansas for over 40 years. They work hard each day to make sure the beef they produce is safe and nutritious. Director of Nutrition Kendall Carr and General Manager of Wrangler Feed Yard Randy Shields have been working together at Cactus Feeders for 20 years. We asked them what they view as the most vital ingredient in their success. For Kendall, trust comes before anything else, and that includes doing business with a handshake. Beyond trust in their partners, Kendall knows it's important for consumers to trust the beef they consume. Randy believes it all comes back to the handshake deal, that when you make a commitment, you follow through with that commitment. Both Kendall and Randy are proud to carry on the legacy of helping people learn and grow in the beef cattle business. Rumensin has been trusted by generations of cattle producers to help build their legacy. What will your legacy be? Explore more legacy stories at trustedbygenerations.com.
Neighbor, when you hear Milk Cow Blues on a Friday, it's time to talk to Russell Heller, Lexington Livestock Commission Company. Now, I don't know if they've ever sold a milk cow through Lexington, but they do sell some good mama cows that'll milk and raise a baby calf. Russell, we're speaking about 7:45 on Friday morning, looking toward a Saturday sale. What do you say?
Yes, sir. I know of 2 sets of calves. One's going to have about 15 and the other one 20.
Good deal. What time will you start there at Lexington?
Yes, sir. Start at 12 noon, and my number is 979-820-7002.
We'll talk to you early Monday morning and see how it all shook out. Thank you, Russell.
Okay. Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I'm on the line with Julie from D&D. Julie, what do you want to tell us about today?
Well, I was going to let you know that we got all the cattle cubes you could possibly need, 12, 20, and 38% protein cubes for your cattle. We also got the Crete, Precon, and several other fantastic feeds for all the cattle needs.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
If you call me at 830-379-7340, I'd gladly pick up, or you can even come and see me in the store. I'd be glad to talk to you for a few minutes.
We are on the line with Madison Bexley. Good Friday morning to you, Maddie.
Good morning, Larry.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
How did the sale turn out Thursday in Lockhart?
We ended up having a pretty good day. We had 1404 with 188 cows and 15 bulls, 194 sellers, and 71 buyers.
Let's walk the pins.
On the stocker cows, we got along pretty good this week. We didn't have quite as many as we did a week ago, but the market was still active. The good pairs brought from 11 to 1,300. The mediocre middle age from 750 to 1050. The good bred cows from 8 1/4 to 1075. Mediocre middle aged and short breds from 4 to 775. Backer cows and bulls would have been steady to just a tick lower this week. The good high yielding cows from 47 to 61. The medium yielding from 38 to 46. The low yielding from 20 to 37. The good high yielding packer bulls from 80 to 83. The low and medium yielding from 60 to 79. The calves and yearlings sold steady to maybe just a tick softer on a real active market. We had a lot of real good quality calves and yearlings, and that always helps, especially when you get to the typical October market. So all in all, we got along pretty good this week.
Do you know of any special consignments for next week?
Oh, we're supposed to get a couple big trucks in of cattle this week. We hope the weather cooperates and we'll be able to get them in. So
tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Madison.
Yeah, Larry, you can always check us out on Facebook, or you can call the barn at 512-398-3476. My cell phone at 979-540-9793, or you can ring Bubba at 512-461-6091.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
In Texas, there's pea-size hail and baseball-size hail. Guess which one hit our house? We didn't even know where to begin, but we called our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he was so reassuring. He knew exactly what to do to get our house back into shape and our lives back to normal. Now, we're even more thankful for the roof over our heads.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to insure your home for Texas-size weather. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an agent who's there when you need them most. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor, hay harvest and livestock activities are keeping farmers and ranchers in the coastal bend busy. Harvey Beering reports in this vignette from Texas Farm Bureau Roundup from the coastal bend.
Agricultural producers here in the lower coastal bend continue to be quite busy with stalk plow out for their cotton crop and preparations for spring planting. Our hay producers have been quite active this past few weeks, harvesting their warm season grass hays. Hay meadows are producing slightly above average yields, particularly in those areas that were lucky enough to receive 5 or 6 inches of rainfall back in September. but there have been some scattered outbreaks of fall armyworms that have caused some significant forage loss in a number of pastures and hayfields, particularly in western Nueces County, Jim Wells, and up in southern Live Oak County. And livestock auction barns have been pretty busy in the area with some increases in calf shipments. A lot of ranchers who are running cattle in the brush country where deer hunting takes place are vacating a number of their pastures and pulling off their late spring and summer calves and sending them to market. The Nueces County Extension agent, Jason Ott, has a lineup of excellent educational programs coming up here in October with the 5-hour CEU training day taking place on October 15th at the Regional Fairgrounds in Robstown. That'll begin at 8 a.m. It'll be followed by a soil management workshop that'll be conducted on Thursday, October the 22nd, and that'll mark the kickoff of the month-long soil testing campaign that'll be taking place here in the lower coastal Bend area, and that testing campaign will conclude on November 20th. So for more details on these events, contact the Nueces County AgriLife Extension Office, and they also have registration information for some of these events as well. Reporting from the coastal Bend area for Farm Bureau Roundup, this has been Harvey Buring.
Thank you, Harvey. Neighbor, let's check the commodities of ag interest while we have just a second. Let me open up our link to barchart.com. We'll begin with corn. That December corn contract, $3.92 1/4 up 5 1/4. November beans, $10.65 1/2 at 15 1/2. Deese bean meal, $364.70 by the ton at $5 and a dime. November crude down 20, $40.99. December gold up 37, $1,932.10 by the ounce. December live cattle up 47 1/2, $113.10. November feeder cattle down 15 at $136.50. December lean hogs down 30 at $66.50. Your December number 2 cotton contract up 114 at 68.63. The December U.S. dollar index is down 453 point at 93.19. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Milo through Corpus in October, Dees plus 2, 1048. Yellow corn through Corpus in October, Dees plus 40, 427. Hard red winter wheat through Corpus in October, Dees plus 75, 603. And Houston beans, October-November delivery, November less 15, 1053. Neighbor, we move 1,476 bale of East Texas, 2,641 bale of West Texas cotton. Prices ranged from $60.49 to $63.49. Neighbor, it looks to me like I've exhausted all the time that I'm going to give myself for the 12:30 live stream edition of Down on the Farm. My name is Larry Marble, and you're my neighbor. Neighbor, we hope we still have the best darn farm show in 110,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. We're Down on the Farm. Good day.